Hey everybody, it's your pal Jonah, back at it again with another video, and this one is a little bittersweet for me. This is the last video that I will be recording while still at home for summer break. And while I am of course happy to be back at school and be back with my friends and even doing classes, I'm definitely gonna miss being at home and spending time with my family and not having to do classes. It's a weird back and forth kind of thing when it comes to classes. Now, some of you guys may know I am going to be entering my third year of college, which is super weird and crazy because it's kind of hard to believe that I'm already halfway done with college. I mean, it feels like just yesterday I was filming my hello from college video and being all sappy and freshman-y. Now, during those first 2 years of college, I learned a lot. And yes, some of it was from classes, but a lot of it was just from life and from listening to other people's experiences and learning from my own experiences. As the oldest, I was the first one of my siblings to go off to college, so I didn't really have anyone to tell me what it was like or what to expect. And there are a lot of things that I wish someone had told me before I went off to college, like how to manage my time really well, or how to form good study habits, or that the ground beef in the cafeteria probably isn't ground beef. Now, like I said, some of these lessons I learned from my own mistakes and experiences, but other lessons I've learned from just listening to other people and being around people from different walks of life who have had different college experiences than I have. So I thought I'd compile this list of 10 tips for college that I wish I'd known before I entered. Now, before we get into it, I've been looking at the numbers on my channel and I found out that a vast majority of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and hit that little bell next to it. That way you're notified every time I upload a new video. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you let me know by hitting that thumbs up button and letting me know down in the comments below. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 10, study. Now this may seem like an obvious one, but trust me, it's not. College is a lot more than just going to classes and doing homework. You have to balance friends, extracurriculars, jobs, clubs, and a whole bunch of other stuff. You'd actually be surprised how easy it is to forget that you're technically there to learn stuff and get a degree and not just get drunk with your friends on the weekends or watch anime for 12 hours by yourself. People will tell you all throughout high school that college classes are really tough. And while a lot of that is over-exaggerating, it's still crucial that you study for everything, especially if you think you know it already. Forming good and healthy study habits is crucial to making your college experience a lot easier and reducing stress massively. Luckily, there are tons of tools both within the school and without the school that you can use. And if you feel like you need some extra help, I'll leave a link down in the description to my How to Survive College Exams video, where I give you some tips on how to study properly. Now, I want to make this clear, okay? That video was a joke, okay? It was 100% sarcastic. Please, I beg of you, do not take any of the tips in that video seriously. I don't want to be responsible for someone flunking out of college, so it's sarcasm, okay? Don't take it seriously. Number 2, choose your friends wisely. Now this goes for every part of your life, but it's especially crucial in college. The choices that you make in college will have a tremendous impact on the rest of your life. So it's vital that you surround yourself with people who help you make the right ones. I've been blessed to have some really great and supportive friends, but there are still some people that I've had to cut out of my life because they weren't impacting me positively. Mixing a friend is never easy, but it's way better to have 1 or 2 really solid friends than have 100 friends that are ruining your life without you even noticing it. Number 3. Now this one actually has 2 parts to it, and the first one is you don't have to know your major before you enter college. Personally, I've known what I've wanted to study since I was very young, but that is not the norm. You'd be surprised how many people I know who either entered college with no decided major or changed their major in their first, second, or even third year. So if you don't know what you want to study, don't worry about it. Most people don't either. The second part is don't be afraid of community college. For whatever reason, community college still has a very negative connotation in a lot of people's minds, and there's really no reason for the stigma. They're affordable, they're everywhere, a lot of them are really good quality, and they're perfect if you don't know what you want to study yet. They allow you to get your gen eds out of the way and also experiment with a bunch of different classes until you find out what you really want to study. My younger sister Sarah doesn't know what she wants to study either, and she's actually going to community college for a few years here in Virginia for that exact reason. And this is something that a lot of people do. Even if they already know what they want to study, they'll just do 2 years at a community college and get most of their gen eds out of the way, then transfer to the school they really want to go to. It's a lot more common than most people realize. It gives you the same benefit of going to a university to figure out what you want to do or to do gen eds, but at a fraction of the cost. Community college is a perfectly valid and great option, and in a lot of cases, I'd actually say it's a better option than community college. Number 4, join a club. Clubs are honestly, in my opinion, the best part about the college experience. There's literally a club for everything, no matter what you're interested in. And they're a great way to meet and get into contact with people who have the same interests as you do. My first year at Liberty, I ended up joining the Japanese Culture and Anime Club. I know, big surprise there. And this upcoming semester, I'm actually going to be the president of the club, which is kind of embarrassing, but like, look at my background, okay? Honestly, what did you guys expect from me? I'm very predictable. Number 5, don't be a dorm body. College can be very overwhelming, especially if you struggle with mental health, anxiety, antisocial behavior, or bouts of depression like I do. Even if you don't struggle with any of that, it's still very easy to just hide away in your room and not have to deal with any of it. While it may be tempting to do so, don't do it. This past year, I made a rule for myself that I would not go back to my dorm room until 8 p.m. unless absolutely necessary. If I needed to study that day, I just bring all the books I needed to class with me and then found a nice place on campus to study rather than just going back to my room and shutting myself in. Even if you're studying by yourself, just being around people has a profoundly positive effect on your mood and your health. And if you just hide away in your dorm all the time, you're missing out on the whole reason of going to college in the first place. If you're gonna just hide in your room all day, then you're better off just staying at home and doing online classes. Don't miss out on your college experience just because you're either too scared or too lazy or whatever to leave your room. Go outside. Most schools have endless places to study. Take advantage of them. Find a nice table in the library or in the cafeteria, or find a nice outdoor bench if the weather's nice. Anytime you feel like shutting yourself in, leave your room. Trust me, it's worth it. Number 6, don't do drugs. Again, this may seem like an obvious one, but when you have 3 papers due in one night, that shifty guy with the loose Adderall prescription starts to look really tempting. Don't do that! Countless studies have shown that the abuse of prescription amphetamines does not lead to better school performance. In fact, it actually leads to worse school performance. So while it may seem like a good idea to just snort a clean line of Addy and write those papers away, it's not. It's not a good idea. Just don't do drugs. Unless you have a prescription and you need them, then do drugs, because you should be getting the help you need, I guess. Don't abuse prescription drugs. Or any drug, for that, but this is going on way too long. Just don't do drugs unless your doctor tells you to do so. Number 7, make time for yourself. There are a ton of things all competing for your attention when you get to college, but it's important to remember to make sure and set aside time to take care of your mental health. Make some time to hang out with friends, take a nap, or just chill out with some Netflix or some video games. Or some anime. What I personally do is I work extra hard on the weekdays. That way I have my weekends free to just do whatever I want. Or you can just risk the stress and procrastinate like hell, like I do sometimes. A lot, actually. Don't be like me, guys. Number 8. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you're an introvert like me, or even if you're not, admitting you need help and asking for it can be really tough. But most colleges have plenty of resources, academic and otherwise, to help you when you're struggling. College professors want you to succeed in their classes. If you're struggling with an assignment, don't be afraid to ask the professor for some help or for an extension. If your grades are slipping or they're not as high as you want to be, don't be afraid to ask for some extra credit opportunities. If you're really stressed about a test, ask your professors for some study tips, or better yet, form a study group. Study groups are great because if you do them right, it allows you to hang out with your friends and get work done, and it's a really good feeling. I have yet to meet a single professor who doesn't want their students to succeed at the best of their abilities. Number 9, know what not to pack. Before you leave for college, everybody's gonna be telling you what you need to pack. But what they don't tell you is what you don't need to pack. After my first year, I was really surprised at the number of items I was extra careful that I packed and just never even took out of the box or used. Even my second year, there is still stuff that I'm probably not going to bring this year. You really don't need more than 2 to 3 towels and washcloths. You don't need every kitchen accessory imaginable, and you don't need to pack every single article of clothing that you own. Trust me, you're not gonna get to wear it all. One piece of advice I would give is that if you can, contact your roommate ahead of time. That way you can coordinate what you guys are bringing. And then you don't end up with 2 microwaves, 2 big trash cans, 2 Keurigs, and 2 whatever else. Sharing is caring, guys. Finally, at number 10, don't go to college. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is not going to college good advice for college? Well, you see, college is hard. Like, beating Dark Souls with a Guitar Hero guitar hard. It's overwhelming, it's expensive, and it's hard. College is not for everybody, and despite what most people say, you actually don't have to go to college to be successful. If college isn't right for you, there are plenty of careers and ways to succeed without a college degree. Trade school, on-the-job training, industry jobs, the military. If you're not sure that college is for you, take a gap year. No harm ever came to anybody for waiting a little bit before they went to college. Or you could take some online classes or go to community college, like I said earlier. Despite what you hear, college is not a necessity. The best single piece of advice that I can give you is don't waste your time or your energy or your money on going to university if you don't have to. And that's all I got. 10 tips for college that I wish I had known before I started. Despite number 10, I'm actually really excited to be back at school. And I'm sure that I'll be making a lot more mistakes and learning a lot more lessons in my last 2 years. If any of you guys watching are going to be college freshmen this year, first off, congratulations. And second off, I really hope that this video was helpful for you. College really is the best time of your life. So it's really important that you take full advantage of it and cherish it as best and for as long as you can. It may be tough at times, but you'll get through it. And trust me, it's worth it when you do. For now, this is your pal Jonah signing off and saying see you next time on Jonah Entertainment. Bye, everybody!
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had